Hey, everybody, this is Will Stiverson, Regional Director with Consumer Energy Options. And I got to tell you what, this past weekend was probably one of the most historic weekends as far as my career with CEO, and I'm so excited to share that with you. But I got to tell you, I want to give you guys a little bit of background of, maybe the humble beginnings that we started with. Nathan Matlich and I were talking yesterday, and we were going over an email that he just stumbled upon that our president, Tom Marhart, had sent out about our new website. And this was literally, I think, 5 years ago to the month, or almost a month. We're coming onto our 5-year anniversary, and he had listed all the agents, like the first 12 in the company and their agent numbers, and I was number 9. I didn't realize that until today, that I was the 9th agent that came into the company. And our first website literally was just a back office website that had all these multicolored deal, and just it was a tool, but it was not perfect. We had webinars on there that were not necessarily perfect, and it reminded me of how far we have come in the past 5 years as a company. Up until January of this year, we only had natural gas and electricity to get paid on, and we only could override our direct line of agents on natural gas and electricity. And in the past year, we've added multiple ways in addition to natural gas and electricity, which include our audits and telecom as far as a product mix. And we now, with our new comp plan, have gone from being able to make, when we started 2 ways personally and 2 ways on your directs, to now 4 ways personally and 4 ways on your directs, and another 21 new ways with our new comp plan. So it's been really exciting. And I was talking with our Director of Growth and Development this morning about when I got involved with CEO, when I brought agents into the company, I wasn't a huge recruiter as far as directs were concerned, because I really honestly believe that for people to make money with this company, they had to go only after commercial sales. And because of our old comp plan, that really was the way that it was structured, because we didn't have an opportunity to override a team of agents really multiple levels deep. At the time, we only paid out on 2 levels. Now we pay out to infinite levels. And the point I want to make about this and why this infinite level situation is so important is the most important position in our company is senior consultant. There is no other position, in my personal opinion, than senior consultant. So how do you get there? Well, let's just start, and I'm gonna reiterate this point probably every single time you ever hear me talk. If you haven't done anything yet, or you're just getting started, or maybe you signed up a month or 2 or 3 ago and you still haven't done anything, you don't know what to do, this is what you need to do. You need to go into the basic training, which is in the back office. It's a 26 power page presentation. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes to go through. And the final slide of that, there is a point that said that those that are going to make massive income in CEO are the best bill collectors. So it's really that simple. You do the basic training, then you get 3 of your own bills, one of which can be your own. The reason why we recommend 3, and the reason why we even recommend that you go to your friends and family about it, is because we want you to have immediate success at getting to find out what our processes are, to find out what to look at the bills, to find out how our back office works, to find out, the suppliers that we deal with depending on what state. You guys, the thing is that don't worry about, when you come to CEO, making money right off the bat. This isn't something I would worry about experience first, and the only way to get experience isn't necessarily looking at all of the tools in the back office. It's getting with your field trainer, whoever that is, typically or probably your regional director. Get exposed to that person and just hear what they have to say. Let them help coach you and teach you what you need to say to get those bills. It's quite simple. You can flat out say, look, I need a favor. Can you give me a copy of your bill? Well, what's involved? Well, I just started with another company. I just need to get some experience under my belt. I'll probably be able to save you money. Let me see what I can do. Something along the lines of that. And if I were to talk to somebody like that, I'm talking, this is my mother, that, she's just going to give me, I could ask her for anything, she's going to give it to me. If it's somebody that you don't have that type of relationship, then I go back to hey, I help people find out if they're being overcharged on your utility bill. Well, what's involved in that? Well, just give me a copy of your bill and I'll let you know what I can do. That simple. So when you first get involved with a company, you look at the basic training in the back office and you get your first 3 bills. Once you get your first 3 bills, then we're going to focus on getting another 3 bills and look at bringing a few people onto your team. Now, I had just mentioned before January of this year, I was not a huge personal recruiter because in my personal opinion, I felt that for somebody to make money, they had to be a commercial salesman. That's no longer the case in CEO. You have the ability now, because of our new comp plan, to go out and recruit new people into your team or organization to go out and close. And if they never left the residential market, you could still make money if they built a team. So next I would go get a few more bills, get a few people on your team, and then we're going to work on your senior consultant promotion. What does it take to get to senior consultant? It's 50 points. 50 points. 25 points have to be personal. 25 can come from your team, or you can do all 50 personal. That's up to you. And what are the points? What is assigned a point? Any residential account that has an account number tied to natural gas or electricity. For example, if you're in a state where gas and electricity are live, in Michigan we only have natural gas, but in states where you have natural gas and electricity live, you get 2 points per service. So you get 2 points for the natural gas bill, you get 2 points for the electricity if you could close that. If you do a commercial account, it's 5 points per account number, POD number, meter number, 5 points per meter number. So if you really think about it, at 50 points really doesn't have to be a lot. Worst case scenario, that could be 13 homeowners that you do personally, and then you get a team of agents that combined they do 12 or 13 accounts. The reason why senior consultant is the most important position in the company is because that is the first position in the company where you then are allowed to override second level to you deep, infinite levels down. We have not had that up until January of this year. I mean, just imagine this. You go out, you get 2 or 3 agents, you help them get 2 or 3 agents, and they're all getting bills, and they're all closing or whatever, and then your points rack up. And one of the biggest things, when most people first get started in this business, they immediately think that they need to go out and close commercial accounts. And that's okay. Yeah, I mean, I understand why people would feel that way because there's a greater volume as far as how much usage a commercial account might use over a home. But the reality of it is because of the new comp plan, the real focus should be on getting as many points as you possibly can every day between you and your team, because that's how our promotions are made. Our promotions are made on points, meaning that I could go out right now and close 1 meter, and it could be 1 million MCF a year. I'd make $90,000 a year on it, but you know what? It was 1 meter, and it was only 5 points. And I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to team building or gathering bills or gathering accounts, I want to be in a position where my income isn't totally dependent on my personal production. And we have an opportunity to build a team and an organization within our CEO company, and everything really starts with senior consultants. So it's real simple, guys. It doesn't require, you might not do it overnight, but you can go out and personally do it. Worst case scenario, it's 25 accounts if you do it personal, or you and a team of agents can do it. And let's just say that you're at a senior consultant level right now or above. What do? You promote senior consultants. That's all you do. That's all I'm focused on. I'm not worried about how many points do I need to get to national. I'm worried about finding out who in my organization's out there producing and how fast can I get them to senior consultant. Because the faster that I can help the people in my organization, I said my organization. I didn't say somebody that was direct line to me. I mean in my organization, the more people I can get to senior consultant, help them get there, help them make money, help them be in an infinite overriding position, the faster I'll get promoted. I'm not worried about the points and all of that other stuff. And the reason why these positions are so important, this weekend, I went in to check my commission reports, and it was so blown up and so dang long that I couldn't even believe it. It was confusing. It confused the heck out of me, to be brutally honest, because all of these accounts that have been submitted this year that either myself or my team has submitted, instead of me just getting paid once on one account, I now got paid 5 different ways off of one account. Now, just imagine the excitement that I had that all of a sudden you have almost 5 years of one things being a certain way. And then all of a sudden, one dang account you're getting paid 5 different ways. And so all of that begins, all of these 5 or 4 or whatever different ways, all of that begins with senior consultant. All of the positions in the company are based on that promotion. You go from 8 different ways of getting paid to 16 different ways. It's 100% raise in income. And if you think about the simplicity of our business, if you really think about how simple it is, whether it's homeowners or commercial or whatever, every time somebody turns the lights on, you get paid. Every time the furnace kicks on, you get paid. It's really that simple. You go out there, you get bills personally, you bring people on your team, train them to get bills personally, you get promoted to consultant, and then from the time you get promoted to senior consultant, your only focus should be you getting personal bills and training as many people as you can to get to senior consultant, and train those people that are senior consultants on how to train senior consultants and all of this other. And our promotions are not based on promoting other people, but it seems to happen much faster. Your personal promotions seem to happen much faster when you help develop a team of agents get what they want. So I don't know if I hope this wasn't confusing, but I can tell you what. There's probably, I don't know how many people we have in the company that are senior and above, but it's a pretty dang amazing thing when you go and you check your commission reports, and it's used to being only so pages long, and then you know that bar that's on like the side of your monitor, like when you got a screen that might be only a short little thing that you can scroll up and down, or it might be a real long one if it's a short page, and then it's a really tiny one if it's a long page. Imagine having a bar that is pretty small, but then it goes to nothing because your commission report just went through the dang roof, and it can only get smaller and smaller and smaller. I mean, Rich Weinberg, our IT guy, has been working tirelessly for months to come up with these detailed reports so we can get paid the way that we do. And Tom and Fred have really put in the time and effort to make sure that this company can really grow. Our website has been totally revamped from what it was when we first started. I mean, to be brutally honest, I wasn't really proud of our website. People would ask, well, hey, do you have a website? I really wouldn't send it to them. Bobby Hill, our national director, has done an absolute fantastic job as far as our website is concerned. We've got more product lines. We have more tools now than we've ever had, and it's only getting better, guys. We're expanding into new territories. We've got agents that are growing in other states. This is really a fantastic time to be involved in CEO, and this is going to be a time where our efforts now are going to pay off huge in the future. And right now, guys, by the way, for those of you that are in a state that has winter, right now is the most fantastic time to get involved in closing sales for natural gas, because November through March is typically 70% of the average user's natural gas production. And I can tell you right now, not only am I excited that we're going into that season, but can you imagine being a regional or a senior consultant in this company, and now I used to only get paid one way off of my overrides on an account. Now I'm getting paid 5 different ways and off of one account, and pretty soon when I'm a national director, it's going to be 7 different ways. I mean, that's pretty dang amazing. And all it really comes down to, you guys can have the same thing too. It's just some consistent, you personally going out and getting bills and submitting them and closing them, and you bringing on people to do that. And by the way, for those of you that don't want to build a team, that's fine. You can get the senior regional and national consultant all off of personal production, but that comp plan, all of these things that we're talking about right now, mean absolutely nothing to you. Because all of the comp plan is built on us being able to build a huge sales force to help a lot of people. There is only so much time in the day that I have that I can go out and personally produce and personally close. But there is a lot more time I can have if I got 10, 15, 20, 30 folks out there, hundreds of folks or whatever out there hitting the pavement, telling the story of CEO and energy deregulation and helping people get out there and get close and build. So real simple, guys. You got to learn to be a bill collector. Then you got to bring on some people to teach them how to be bill collectors. Then you've got to get to senior consultant, and you got to train people to get to senior consultant. And then you train those senior consultants to train people how to get to do the same thing. If you just repeat that over and over and over and over, you're gonna get nothing but stone cold wealthy in this company. And if that isn't what you want to do, and you just want to do this part time and make an extra $200 or $300 a month, or whatever that might be, that's great. We want you to get. My goal for my organization is I want whatever my individual teammates want to get out of CEO. If they just want to make an extra $200 or $300 a month, that's great. If they want to make an extra $2,000 or $3,000 a month, we can work on getting them there. So, guys, I can't tell you the excitement that I have to be able to see this in the back office, see how many points that, how I'm getting paid so many different ways, how it's possible that I can train people and help people get to the same spot that I'm at. It's pretty dang amazing. And so, with that being said, I know I've covered a lot, and now there is a new dashboard, if you will, over the leaderboard. That dashboard will tell you where you're at with your points, how many points you've closed personally, and how many your team have closed, and how close you are or where you're at as far as getting your next promotion. So if you were to start today off, this is starting a whole new day, whole new life in CEO. If you haven't gotten your first 3 bills, you need to do that. If you've already gotten your first 3 bills, then get a few more bills and try to bring a few people onto your team. That, by the way, does not need to be done by you. Your regional director can be involved in helping you bring people onto your team. Once you do that, then you got to come up with an action game plan to get to senior consultant. It's 50 points, 25 personal, 25 team, or you can do all personal or a blend of both, but a minimum of the 25 to the 50 have to come from you personally. Senior consultant, in my opinion, is the first way. It's the first position where you can honestly say, I've got some experience in CEO. Until you're at senior consultant, you really don't have the experience it's going to take to really grow. So senior consultant is the experienced physician in CEO. So get your first few bills, get a few people on your team, get some more bills, get to senior. Once you get to senior, you help other people get to senior. And you just do that until you get to whatever the next promotion is. So anyway, guys, on that note, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the lines. I know I've covered quite a bit, but it's been a pretty amazing few days for me personally. I just wanted to share that with you. So instead of me opening up the lines, if anybody has any questions or wants to bring up any points, hit *6, and we'll go over that.
Hey, Will, Nathan here.
Hey, Nathan.
One of the most exciting parts about the compensation plan is the doubling bonus. I was listening to most of the call. Did you discuss the doubling bonus yet?
No, I didn't. And I can do that. For those of you that don't know this, every month that you submit accounts, CEO's keeping track of that, whether it's your personal or your team production. So basically what happens, I'm going to just use natural gas, for example. Before January of this year, we would make 9 cents an MCF personally and 3 cents an MCF off of our direct line. Once you get to senior consultant, any of the new agents that you bring in, you will now make 4 cents an MCF, and if you double, you'll make an extra penny to bring up your natural gas income on your directs to 5 cents. So essentially, they're giving you an additional 2 pennies if you double. For that month. So I'm just going to use senior consultant. I'm not going to worry about the other positions in the company. So to double at the senior consultant level, you have to have 12 points submitted in that month between you and your team, which really, that's 6 residential accounts. Or that could be 2 businesses in a residential account. Getting 12 points is not very difficult to achieve in the month. You personally could go out and go get those points yourself. So by doing that, what you've done is you've taken, at a senior consultant level, you're only able to get 3 cents off of your directs. Now you'll be able to make 5 cents. And in addition to that, every level, 2 levels down, infinite levels deep, at senior, you'll be able to make a penny off of those agents 2 levels all the way down deep. And if you double, you'll make 2. So before January, the most you could get was 3 cents an MCF off your directs. Now, if you double and you're maxing out the comp plan at a senior consultant, you can make 5 cents an MCF instead of 3, and then you're going to make 2 cents an MCF instead of nothing. So if you guys are with me, you can see why you want to get to senior as soon as possible. And you don't have to do it by yourself to get promoted there. I'd highly recommend you get a few agents to do it with you. And Nathan, you and I just talked about this yesterday. You know, I don't like rejection like anybody else. I hate it, frankly. But I could sit and have a really frustrating day, but have people in my organization submitting bills, and that's what helps overcome my maybe negative feeling of when I do get rejected. It doesn't happen that often, but when it does, it's not a good day. And so building a team and having a group of agents with me that I can serve helps me get over any personal rejection I had if I was going after a sale myself. So I hope I explained that. It's kind of hard without a computer screen or whatever in front of me. So
and well, I think
in front of you, I should say.
Absolutely. And Will, those are all great points. And I think the doubling bonus, one of the reasons why it's part of the new compensation plan is to encourage consistency, to reward those individuals who every single month are active and bringing on more accounts, either themselves, or their team. But also, I think one of the most exciting parts about this compensation plan is, even though I've spent my whole life in sales and business development and marketing and things like that, while that's all fine and good, I think that no one wants to be a quote-unquote sales rep, the rest of their lives. But anyone can see themselves as a leader. Anyone could see themselves getting promoted to regional director. Anyone could see themselves getting promoted to national director. And instead of having a glass ceiling and waiting for, you or I or, Tom or Fred or whoever to retire in order to get promoted, what we've really done with this new compensation plan is we say, hey, look, by simply going out, getting a couple bills, signing them up, and then teaching others to do the exact same thing, anyone can really get promoted to a senior consultant, regional director, national director, and transition from being a quote-unquote sales rep going for those really large accounts, which is what everyone was incentivized to do on our previous compensation plan. And now anyone, can get promoted to a leadership position and tap into that leadership compensation by teaching others how to build their business and be successful. And the last point I wanted to make before I'll let you get back to what you're talking about is that if you look at those individuals that have the largest net worths in the country, those individuals are either are some form of a business owner, a small business owner, or maybe they're the founder and CEO of a very large Fortune 500 company. And what they've done and what they've learned is that through leverage and through having individuals on their team go out and to help them build the business, whether they're in the office or not, they're creating leverage, both in their sales force and also in their company profits. And CEOs basically put together a foolproof system to allow anyone to go out and to build their energy business and apply that same type of leverage. So those were the couple points I had. So back to you, Will.
Thanks, Nathan. In fact, I'm glad that you brought that up, and I just wanted to kind of correlate this. I watched a biography on Henry Ford. I don't know, in the past 2 days, and one of the reasons why Henry Ford was successful was he did not want the automobile just to be for the rich in the country. He did not want it to be just for the rich in the country, and then in addition to that, figured out a way to compensate his people so that they could be able to buy his cars and have a comfortable living and not leave him and be more productive. In fact, when the UAW first started, he was one of the last to make a transition to the UAW because he actually paid his workers a heck of a lot more than most of the other companies. And if you were to look at CEO, the way that we were modeled before, CEO, we really did kind of cater to, like Nate, you had just brought up and I had brought up, to these commercial clients. Now, because of our comp plan, and we do, if you were to look at our compensation versus any of our competitors in the industry that are building organizations and building what we're doing with CEO, I mean, we just stomp the heck out of our competition. But with CEO, with the new comp plan, we have the ability now for anybody really to make money at this, and you don't even have to go after commercial accounts or bring on agents to go after commercial accounts. You can do that just by following those points. Just worry about getting points. Our doubling bonuses are based on that. Our promotions are about follow the points. If you have I had to transition my thinking to that, to be frank, guys, because I had only thought of things a certain way because I was 4 years into this company of doing things one way, and I had to change my mind around and wrap my mind around, man, I got to stop worrying about volume of accounts. Like, maybe I don't need to worry about, a 2 million kilowatt hour deal or a 10,000 MCF deal, but anybody can get points. You can bring anybody in this company from day one, and they can go out and get points. Not everybody's going to go out and get these monster accounts, and quite frankly, it's harder, it's more complex when you get into the higher level stuff, and it's a total different education. I want to be able to help the masses save money, and I want to be able to help the masses be able to make more money and add extra income, and the easier and simpler it is, the faster that will happen. And that's just me personally. I'm not speaking on behalf of the company, but I do have a vision. I think in any company you have to have a vision of where you're going and what you want to do. And that my vision is I go out and get personal accounts. I bring people in, help them get their own personal accounts, help them build a team, help them get to senior consultant, help them train people to get to senior consultant. I came in January as a regional, but if I were you, if I was starting out brand new as ground floor with CEO, I would just worry about getting to senior and promoting as many people as you can to senior, because your regional director and your national director promotions will follow that. The more people you can help get to that position where they can start getting paid infinite levels deep, just like you, the faster this company is going to grow. The more people you help get to infinite levels, get to a position where they can receive management overrides infinite levels deep, the more people you help get there, the faster you'll go. So anyway, I'm sorry for my another soundbite. Go ahead. Anybody else have any points or questions or something to bring up for discussion? Hit *6 to unmute yourself.
Will?
Yes.
Hi, it's Mark Milstein.
Hey, Mark. How are you, buddy?
Fine. How are you?
Good.
I just want to emphasize what you just said. Is anybody out there that is recruiting and you had people that were part of a multi-level company, this is your entrance into CEO. This is your entrance into CEO on the same basis without all the hoopla and everything else, which is down to earth for what's being done. So I just wanted to bring that up.
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate that. Is there anybody else that... Mark, can you mute yourself, buddy? I apologize. There's some negative, or there's some static or feedback coming back in. Can you mute yourself at *6? Okay, it seems to have gone away. Do we have anybody else that has anything to add or any more questions that they might have? We typically try to keep this around a half hour, so going once, going twice, *6 to unmute yourself. Any other questions? Okay, with that being said, everybody, I'm gonna say thank you again for being on the call, for taking time out of your day to get there. I hope that I've left an impression on you that follow the points. Points bring volume. Senior consultant is the most important position in the company, and you're always going to hear that out of my mouth. So we'll see you next week. We've got Nathan next week. Keep going. Go out and get some bills. Talk to you soon. Bye now.